All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. I'm gonna do a reaction video to Moxie approved video, the 7 things to come in 2024. And what made me want to really react to it is how he put these 7 things together. I told you the brother's research be good, but before I start, let me say something. Let me go on here. All right. What do the 7 seals in Revelation mean in John's vision? Meanwhile, Christian idealists and futurists believe the 7 seals through prophecy of the last judgment have connected them to the societal ills of the modern day. The first 4 seals unleash the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. What is the order of horses in Revelations? But subsequent commentary identifies them as personifications of death, famine, war, and conquest. Think about that. The 7 seals unleash the 4 apocalypse, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and it's all tied to societal ills of the modern day. In the other video, I told you what you're seeing in this country is Babylon falling. These people want to win the Democratic Party so bad that they want to arrest Donald Trump just so he can't run. You know what I mean? They, think about that. Knowing that he has a large following that we seen from January the 6th. They want to take him off the ballot. They really seem like they want to provoke civil war between the Democrats and the Republicans. Now, you may think that's far-fetched if you don't read history, and you can see that they have fought wars, the Democrats and Republicans, the Civil War. But to take away their opportunity to put a candidate on the ballot is a violation of their constitution. We think they think like black people. See, black people want to have a sit-in and passive movements and, long suffering and whatever. No, they're going to pick up arms. Now, I want you to stick with me, and I want you to watch how Moxie breaks this down. The 7 things for 2024. Because I believe that the black community as we know it, black people as we know it, we will no longer exist after 2024. Our children will no longer have security or a future in this country because the adults too busy trying to live out their pensions, be on retirement, going through their 2nd and 3rd childhoods and all of that in the face of all this adversity, as if they don't see what's coming down the pipeline. Like all these, it's a lot of women, I don't need men, and I'm going to do this until they get cold, until they hit the power, until the people is kicking in your door just to get your food, until you try to shoot your pistol. They showed you at the range and you run out. And you think you're going to be able to deal with real militaries. And even the young guys with the switches going to run over you. You don't think that's possible. As if you didn't see the migrants come across the border, as if you didn't see January 6th, and if you didn't see the fall of your pastors and your icons. You really think that you're going to get out of this peacefully? Let's look at what Moxie says about these 7 things that's going to happen in 2024. This for fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. It's for commentary and educational purposes. Pay attention.
1. Jeffrey Epstein list.
More than 100 of Jeffrey Epstein's associates and contacts could be revealed in the new year.
In 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found lifeless with a sheet wrapped around his neck that appeared to be an apparent suicide. Quickly after that, his death became a spectacle as people vowed that Epstein did not kill himself. People speculate that Epstein was killed because of a list he had of high-profile figures that ranged from politicians to actors and even royalty. This list was made up of people who attended Epstein Island, a well-known island to the elites where underage girls were taken advantage of by these high-profile figures. It was reported that this list was kept by Epstein to blackmail some of these people in the future. Since Epstein's death, this list has been sealed in court, protecting some of these high-profile figures from public scrutiny.
What we're going to get is, by my count, the details about 177 people.
Well, in 2023, a judge ruled that the public has the right to know these names and that the list will be unsealed and revealed in the first few weeks.
More than a
They say there are over 117 people on that list that are public figures. We already know Oprah is on the list. That's his friend. We already know the Weinstein is on his list. We already know Hillary Clinton is on his list. Can you imagine the upheaval when this list comes out and social media and regular media starts to devour those people on that list? That's an upheaval in your political structure, your icons and your idols when that list come out. That's one thing, because it's coming out.
Hundred of Jeffrey Epstein's associates and contacts could be revealed in the new year.
In 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found lifeless with a sheet wrapped around his neck that appeared to be an apparent suicide. Quickly after that, his death became a spectacle as people vowed that Epstein did not kill himself. People speculate that Epstein was killed because of a list he had of high-profile figures that ranged from politicians to actors and even royalty. This list was made up of people who attended Epstein Island, a well-known island to the elites where underage girls were taken advantage of by these high-profile figures. It was reported that this list was kept by Epstein to blackmail some of these people in the future. Since Epstein's death, this list has been sealed in court, protecting some of these high-profile figures from public scrutiny.
What we're going to get is, by my count, the details about 177 people.
Well, in 2023, a judge ruled that the public has the right to know these names and that the list will be unsealed and revealed in the first few weeks of 2024.
It's just inexcusable. So if there's anyone who has any links,
I was wrong. It's 177. 177 people. Now, we already seen what happens with what's happening in the music industry with black people. We already see Puffy, T.D. Jakes, Aaron Hall, Kevin Hart, Vin Diesel. The list is going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing. And you're seeing an upheaval, like I said before. But when this list comes out, that's going to break one of the seals.
so dealings with Epstein in that time frame, I think it would be very bad for them indeed.
2024 could be the year to see a list of celebrities and politicians get questioned on what they were doing on Epstein Island, as well as what were their ties to Epstein, who was set to be tried and sentenced for child trafficking.
T.D. Jakes, do not speak against homosexuality.
Amen. Speaking of scandals, in late 2023, a popular religious figure has caught a bit of flack for what may be some heinous activities for a bishop pastor to be accused of. Rumors begin to fly about T.D. Jakes attending Hollywood parties and having sexual intercourse with other men while leading one of the biggest megachurches in America. After a content creator, Tough TV, released this information, T.D. Jakes began to quickly deny these rumors and even went to the point of striking any YouTube page that spoke on this matter, including this one. Tough TV has maintained that also in the first few weeks of 2024, evidence and proof will be presented that T.D. Jakes allegedly commit foul acts and was even referred to as a power bottom,
and they refer to him as being a power bottom
by these male sexual workers who claim to have sex with Jakes at numerous Hollywood parties.
To the people that was really like there for me, Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Number 3, P. Diddy, aka Brother Love. The past few months of 2023 has been the center of a civil suit filed by the singer Cassie. In this civil suit paperwork, claims were made that Brother Love abused Cassie by forcing her to have intercourse with hand-selected male escorts while P. Diddy sat on the side and watched. Also claims of P. Diddy blowing up Kid Cudi's car over Cassie. At first, many people thought this could just be a ploy to get the money out of the owner of the Revolt network. That assumption was quickly voided after Brother Love settled the suit for an undisclosed amount in record time. Quickly after the settlement, other alleged victims came out, including a 17-year-old who claimed Brother Love had made inappropriate advances toward her at an industry party. Soon after that, several other alleged victims began filing suits on Brother Love and his associates. 2024 could prove to be a trying year for Diddy, aka Brother Love, whose name is also connected to this next thing we should be looking out for in 2024. Keefe D. Tupac murder case. In the years leading up to 2023, Keefe D., a known Crip member of the Compton Southside Crips, was conducting interviews all over YouTube on his involvement in the murder of hip hop icon Tupac Shakur. Well, eventually the authorities began to check up on these claims from Keefe D and executed a search warrant on Keefe D's Nevada home where they reportedly found evidence connected to the Tupac investigation that could send Keefe D to jail for the rest of his life for being an accessory to murder. In 2024, we can see a trial that could finally put the rest of who is responsible for Tupac's murder. Talking about trials and cases, this next figure is looking to have a year of 2024 full of trials and court appearances. The Trump Trials 2024 election.
That found former President Donald Trump ineligible for the presidency due to his role in the January 6th riots.
2023 was a year that saw Donald Trump being indicted on a state and federal level for charges ranging from January 6th Capitol building insurrection to claims of committing election fraud for the 2020 election.
All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes.
As of now, two states, Colorado and Maine, have made moves in an attempt to ban Trump from being placed on primary ballots that will make it extremely difficult for Trump to win a second term in the 2024 elections.
Let me tie this together for y'all. This is to my Christian family out there. Y'all read scripture and y'all know that Babylon, when it falls and is judged, that nation is going to be destroyed and judged, and the captives will be let free. A lot of things are in Revelations, but the thing that black people is missing, the whole point of devil, and the word devil comes from the word shaitan, El Shaitan. And it went from El Shaitan to Diablos. El Shaitan is Satan, Diablos is devil. But the word El Shaitan, it means not nobody under the ground. It means a people, a kind of people whose evil is not confined to themselves. They induce others to do evil. And the reason they induce others to be evil so that they can make the others or the chosen people unacceptable to God. Think about what I said. Their whole mission is to make you unacceptable to God, to make you practice pagan rituals, symbolic eating of blood and bones of Yeshua. You know what I mean? You participate in these rituals and you suffer and you powerless because in your pursuit of religiosity, you are moving further and further away from God, righteousness, and spirituality. And that's why your communities are steeped in violence and debauchery, in drugs and murder. All that comes with being separated from God, from your spiritual base. Now, you don't see how it connects because most of black people, they live in a bubble. They go to work. It's about chasing a bag. It's about being closer to the government, not uplifting their own communities, as if they can ever integrate into or people who consider themselves superior. You would never get integrated into that. Martin Luther King, even before he passed away, said that he was wrong for trying to get you to integrate into this burning house. It will burn. That's what hellfire. That's what Martin Luther King was meaning. When Martin Luther King said, "I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house," because in the last days it will be fire. The fire could be a nuclear weapon. It could be the constant bombarding like what you're seeing in Palestine. It can be whatever. But black people are oblivious because they're so steeped in their religiosity. You see how them people kept going to Eddie Long Church? But did you see how God punished him? I've never seen cancer ravish a person so quick. He fell from grace and was humiliated in front of the world and its congregation, and then caught cancer that destroyed him immediately. Did you see that wrath in that? You see how quick after he was exposed? Once he was exposed and he came out to defend that, and he came out lying, then judgment came in because there was no repentance. Watch what happens to TD Jakes. TD Jakes is saying he didn't do anything, and if he did, it's covered by the blood and all of that. Watch how quick chastisement come, because he had his chance to bow out gracefully, accept responsibility and accountability for his misleadership of a Christian community, but instead he tried to defend himself. I guarantee you, his punishment is going to be just like Eddie Long's. It's going to be painful, swift, and it's going to take him out of here in 24. Watch how TDJ is going to be gone. He had his opportunity. God always gives you a warning before the judgment. Before the judgment, you get a warning. And with his warning, he still came out and used false religiosity to defend his swerves into the secular world of Puffy.
With both the Democrats and Republicans calling this the most important election of our time, all the cards are on the table for an intense election season that could put this country on the brink of its second civil war in America's 200-plus year history. As Colorado judges have been threatened to the point of government intervention for protection of these judges. Trump's voter base has shown the world that they are ready to put everything on the line for Donald Trump if they ever feel he is treated unfairly by what some call the deep state. Some would say it's not far-fetched that the outcome of the 2024 elections could lead America to this next event we should look out for: the collapse of American society. In 2024, a movie is set to premiere called Civil War.
And if you think that that's far fetched, American society is collapsing in front of you with the open borders, cities filled with illegal immigrants and migrants from all over. America involved in two unpopular wars. Both political parties accused of all kind of debauchery, ruthlessness, every kind of crime imaginable. Have you noticed that the sun doesn't even come up to 8 o'clock? That's not normal for the sun not to come out to 8 o'clock and for it to be looking like nighttime by 5. Think about that. Think about how warm it is. It's been in the 50s all the way to January. We can't even, it's starting like you can't even tell the seasons. In the last day, they say you won't be able to tell the seasons. You won't be able to tell men from women, boys from girls. You don't think this nation is under judgment. And black people, you're also sanctified and fake and phony in your religion that y'all have to know that you cursed and doomed. You have to know. You are mocking God, thinking that you can sin 6 days a week and then going there on the seventh, and for a few hours be fake and phony and debaucherous and practice sacred religion. Sacrilegious things and you think you're blessed. You have these charlatans telling you that you're the chosen people and you are divine people. Look at your communities and you tell me what's holy and divine and what's righteous about a people who are so disconnected from themselves and from God that they are lost in the wilderness on the brink of Armageddon. Doomed. The people are perishing from a lack of knowledge. I know it's Sunday. You sitting in there. Some of y'all been drinking and booty popping all night, dragging up in there, still smelling like stale beer and blunts. That's how y'all went to church this morning. A lot of y'all did. You know what I mean? If you had big breasts, you had your cleavage out. If you got nice legs, your skirt was short. You know what I mean? If you was a man, you put on your best. You can't even listen to the pastor because you're trying to hit on women. Because the pastor in front of you is the biggest pimp. You know what I mean? How you feel not even being a deacon? Let's continue.
The public awaits this movie as it entails a dark future that could possibly materialize in 2024 when a clash between two political parties could turn into an eternal war that can send America into a violent frenzy. This movie, Civil War, is also a backdrop to another popular Netflix movie that premiered in 2023 called Leave the World Behind. This movie depicts a situation where America is hacked and also hit with an EMP that put the entire nation in turmoil.
Remember that Chinese spy balloon that drifted over Alaska and across the continental United States before being shot down off the South Carolina coast earlier this year?
In 2023, China made the news from sending a balloon across the entire country of America. Experts revealed that China could be doing this to test out an EMP attack that could possibly execute in the near future. Could 2024 be the year where American empire falls by the same method it began with? Bloodshed.
Here's one thing you need to do before buying anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Number 7, World War III. 2023 was a year filled with proxy wars as Putin invaded Ukraine for reasons they called broken trust. In the past, America promised Russia that they would not try to extend NATO nowhere close in proximity to Russian borders. So when Zelensky, Ukraine's president, implied that Ukraine would attempt to become a part of NATO, Putin wasted no time sending troops to invade Ukraine, which ended up becoming a Russia versus America proxy war. In the latter half of 2023, Hamas conducted an attack toward Israel that left over 1,000 dead, with Iran making threats and also reported to be just weeks away from having a nuclear bomb. It is safe to say the Middle East is maybe the most unstable it's been in years. On the other side of the world, in the Asian Pacific region, 2023 also saw a year of China conducting invasion drills of its nearby neighbor, Taiwan. President Joe Biden, as well as Nancy Pelosi, has made it clear if China were to invade Taiwan, America would have 100% involvement protecting Taiwan. That can go as far as boots on the ground or even nuclear warfare. Not to mention, recently, North Korea's leader, Kim Jong un, has instructed his military to be on standby and escalate its preparedness on a possible conflict with its neighbor, South Korea, and the United States. It is not far-fetched to say that 2024 could lead to the third installment of a world war that could be like none other ever seen on the face of this planet. World War III would become a war that could start with conventional warfare and escalate to nuclear warfare that could lead to millions, maybe even the death of over 1 billion people on this planet. Please leave in the comments section which one of these events you think are likely to occur. 2024 could be a year that could see the fall of Brother Love, Pastor T.D. Jakes, and other celebrities whose names are on the Epstein list. It could also be a year that America could see turmoil it has never experienced in its 240-year history. Welcome to 2024, and this is the list of things we should be looking out for. Moxie out.
YouTube Music is a mute.
Good work, Moxie. Because I believe all 7 of them are going to happen. All 7 of them are unfolding. The thing about it is, what are you going to do? Tune it out. Have y'all ever thought about what happens when people are kidnapped and subjected or conquered? You know what I mean? When somebody chains you and puts you in a cage and mistreats you and abuses you, and you become a casualty of war, then you'll wish you had unity. Then you'll wish you had somebody to protect you and stand by you. Because right now, you alone. You alone. There is no help coming to the black community. Look at what we do. If you look at what we do with social media, all we do is hate on each other. All people do is hate, twerk, lie, attack. We are imploding and self-destructing in the middle of the most dangerous time in the history of this world. We're living in the most dangerous time in the history of this world, to where one blackout could turn this world into chaos. Y'all remember when it was the blackout the last time? What you think gonna happen when the blackout come this time? And they hit the street with them switches, them Dragos, them Pooh Shiesty masks. See, I'm glad that the greedy likes to flaunt and show what they have. That way, when the lights and the power go out, they know exactly where to go. And y'all can bang it out on your front lawn. You know what I mean? You can grab whatever you done bought and they done showed you how to do at the range and try to bang it out in your driveway while your family is massacred, and your daughters is taken and sold to other parts of the world because you refuse to unite. You wanted to be so close to the enemy, not even realize you so close that you can't even see he despises you. That's why they brought all them people from South America over here to replace you. You really, in your mind, some of you thought that you had a place in this country. Only thing the celebrities have ever been used for is to propagandize and to separate black people from spirituality and righteousness and to give us all that Hollywood mentality, that chasing the bag mentality, that clout mentality. All of that is going to destroy you in 2024. I guarantee you. I don't think see, Moxie being nice, he telling you it may happen. You already know it's going to happen. Y'all was so surprised January the 6th when they ran up in the White House, the Congress building. Y'all was surprised. And that was over a miscount of the votes. And y'all keep letting, some of you black people, y'all keep letting the Democratic Party put you on the front line as spokespersons for their attack on the rights of the Republicans. I'm neither party, but if you can't see that the Democrats who are in power now are flexing their power and abusing the powers of the Republicans, and them the ones that fill up the military, fill up the police stations. You know what I mean? See, y'all right behind the politicians that like to hang out with Diddy and all of them, while they hanging out with the generals and the soldiers. And if you think you save black people, think about how. Like I remember when Tamisha, that girl Mallory from Black Lives Matter, whatever she was, made that commercial, and it was a bold commercial. And it was black woman, we're taking over America. We're taking over America. Yes, we are. And that white boy down south, that white boy in New York, wrote a manifesto and went in that market and hit all soft targets that was black women. Because what they're showing you, what their sons is showing you, that you will take power in this country over their unalived bodies. Believe that. Say what you want to say. I guarantee you, y'all think the black man hating on y'all getting some power? We don't care if y'all get the job and get in power or whatever y'all think is power, because we know who runs this country and we know their agenda and we know who is the biggest threat to their survival and who can give them genetic annihilation. We already know that they want to separate you from your man so that your man won't even look at you in a way that he will protect you. Black women, y'all said y'all need men so much that y'all can be out in a blizzard. And if y'all don't got AAA, you will be there because ain't nobody stopping for you. And they done taught you how to go and carry a heater so you got a burner in your purse or a burner in your holster. That's a setup because if somebody come to rob you or come to get you, you will never get in your purse in time. You will never get to that holster in time because people who come for you, they come with theirs already in their hand. And they don't practice shooting at paper targets. All these that you call gangbangers that get smoked or whatever, they all be having gats on them, whatever. A lot of y'all don't even realize that the very weapon you have makes you a target. It does. Because people are breaking your house just to get it. People around you who see it on your side are trying to figure out how to get close enough to you to grab it and take it from you. You all been put in such a trick bag that if you can't tell that 2023 is the last year you get to play, it's last year you get to play. Have you noticed the Democratic Party going into 2024, they not even talking about doing nothing for you. They changing voter rights so they can get these people across the border to vote. You have worn out your usefulness in this country. Think about it. You didn't side with them people against their wars over there because they never sided with you, so you weren't supposed to. But the very fact that you have no unity, you have no spiritual grounding, that you steeped in paganism and sacrilege, and you practice rituals every Sunday, and then go back to living your demon crossy lifestyle? How can you, are you so delusional that you could say us as a people is blessed when over 60% of our community is self-medicating? So in 2024, my prediction is what you used to call a black community will no longer exist. The idea won't even exist because we're in this every man for himself mentality. If I got $5 more than you, then you a broke ninja. Watch where it gets you. Look at all that money Bill Cosby had. Look at all the money Diddy had. Jay-Z somewhere shaking in his boots. Because how much can you spend? How many cars can you drive? How much can you fit in your casket? So it's all about greed. Greed, jealousy, envy, and hatred. That is our culture. Signing you out of Detroit. Keep y'all head on a swivel. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.